bet?
Loser, worst score has to go 60 seconds on that tire swing. And try to refrain from throwing up.
And try to refrain from throwing up.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not me because I'm pounding coffee.
I'm still going to throw extras, but I'll play one. I'll play the first one.
Nope, no practice strokes.
It's a casual round.
There is no casual when you play professionally. Everything is a bet.
So who wants to tell us where we're playing at? And you said you played it before? Never. So tell us about Sanders Ferry Park. I guess
she used to live here.
It's called Saunders.
Oh, Saunders. I don't know why I say Sanders.
Saunders Ferry Park.
Does it spell like Barry Sanders?
In Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Ferry Sanders Park.
What kind of course is it?
It's fairly open. There's a couple tricky shots though. The water comes in play on 2 holes, but probably shouldn't see any disc in the water today. And yeah, it looks like most of the pins are in long, so maybe it'll be a little longer than we're used to.
Oh, how many do we get to throw off the first tee? 12. Thank you. That's what I like to hear. Lots of shots.
Brandon wants to know what made you start playing disc golf.
Brandon?
Brandon Smith.
He's talking to you.
Let's see. I first heard my older brother talk about it when I think I was like a freshman in high school. And I was like, man, that sounds silly, going out throwing frisbees in a park. And then when I graduated, my best friend had been playing. He was a year ahead of me. And he took me out to play for the first time, and I was hooked.
You got something on your mustache.
Tommy wants to know what's EMAC's next favorite disc other than the EMAC True.
Oh, man. Probably, honestly, right now, the Trespass. I've kind of revisited the Trespass, and it is slowly starting to take the place of the Sheriff as far as distance shots, pure long distance, even a few forehands. Trespass is one of our first 4 discs that came out a few years ago, and you know, I tried it, I loved it back then, and then I just kind of got away from it a little bit, and I went back to it about a month ago, and I'll tell you, I've been throwing that disc pretty far. I mean, average 450 to 500 feet on nice golf shot lines, so Trespass is probably my second favorite disc.
OB.
When you do long putts like that, what are you aiming at?
My judges are really straight, so I'm really not trying to like hyzer too bad. I mean, I'm about like a 60-footer right now, so I aimed a little outside the basket, and by the time it gets to gets there, it should be hyzering a little bit. But I guess it depends on what you putt with. If you putt with something really overstable, you got to putt really wide. But for me, I'm almost putting still straight at the basket. I putted both of those a little too far left, and they both airballed left. So
there's not a whole lot of wind right now here. But so with the 60-foot putt, are you adjusting a lot if it's a windy day?
Not really. I mean, I'm still trying to spin it right at the basket, basically. It'd have to be really windy for that to change. But typically I would say no.
We were on a drive here, Zach. We were Facebook stalking you. And I gotta say, you without hair and no beard could hardly recognize you.
I've thought about just shaving beard.
We have a bet actually.
Oh, really?
But he's too scared to do it.
What's the bet?
I told him if he shaved his head tomorrow and it didn't grow back by the time I dropped him off from tour, because we're touring together for 4 weeks, then I give him $50.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And Rusko wants him to cut his hair, so.
I've got clippers.
Why does Rusko want to cut his hair? It's like his signature. You'd have to change his...
No, it would grow. Have you seen how quick his hair grows? It will be back in like 2.5 weeks.
You want to go somewhere and get it cut?
Yeah.
Later today?
I'll cut it for you.
Like, how much would you cut off?
All of it. He has to buzz it.
And still keep the beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to keep the beard. Let's not get ridiculous. Okay.
of a champion right here. 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Good sugar rush.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what the sugar down is going to be.
I'll take a nap in the car on the way home.
A-Ray wants to know,
Hey, Ray.
on a tightly wooded hole, say 15 feet or so wide fairway, which turns into an anhyzer direction, do you prefer backhand anhyzer, or would you switch to a sidearm, and why?
Depends like how severe the turn is, but typically I would stick with a backhand. It's just what I feel the most comfortable with, especially when I have a disc like a Deputy. It gets that late flip, so I think anytime it's tightly wooded, I'll disc down to a putter. So it's slower, and if it hits a tree, it's not going to bounce as far. And I don't know, I think late flips are great for the woods, which is the slower the disc, the later the flip. So every once in a while I will throw a sidearm though. Depends. Woo!
Airball.
Woo!
So when you're practicing, Eric, and you're playing, and you throw like several shots on a hole, are you mostly changing discs or adjusting the line that you're throwing on?
Yeah, it kind of depends. If it's a new course, I'm playing for a tournament, practicing for a tournament, that's when I'll be throwing multiple shots, multiple lines, multiple discs. But if it's a course that I'm familiar with, typically if I'm throwing multiples, it's just trying to get that speed control and the distance down.
Nice. It's a good spot.
So what's going on here?
Typically when I go out of town, I like to bring a few extra truths with me, a few EMACs for courses that I haven't played in a while, and just kind of stash them on the course. My way of kind of giving back to the disc golf community in a way. Hopefully a newbie finds it, or somebody that hasn't tried it yet and wants to try it out. So
how do you decide when you're going to do more of a safe shot?
You just gotta know your capabilities, and if it's not a shot that you feel comfortable with, or not very accurate, like I'd probably make that shot maybe twice out of 10 times, so 20% chance I'm not gonna go in the woods. So I'd rather not look for my disc and try to scramble and just take an easy par.
Spit out.
Such a kid.
On a severe side hill, uphill, or downhill lie, you can't do a run up. How does that change your disc selection or shot selection?
For me, I'll go something a little more understable on a standstill. That way I can rely more on the disc. So just pop it on a hyzer and give it some time in the air, aka throw it a little higher and utilize the glide of the disc. So I'll just stand still and throw an understable disc, probably like a Deputy or one of my beat-in EMAC truths, and pop it on a hyzer kind of high and let it glide.
What about you, Zach? Do you change your disc?
Yeah, if I can't run up, then generally I'm gonna club up. Like if it's a shot where I would run up and throw a putter, I'll probably throw a mid standstill, or if it's a mid-range shot, I'll probably throw a fairway standstill. That way I'm throwing kind of the same speed, same type of shot, just throwing a faster disc, that way it does all the work. Pretty much what she said. Just, I had to change it a little bit. That way I can't copy her every time, you know?
It's actually quite the opposite of what I said. Because I said I would go down.
You said stability.
I said I would throw a putter.
Let the disc do.
You said
didn't
you would
say,
throw.
no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I said I'd throw my
What if it's a
deputy.
standstill
Oh, look at those
400
deer.
foot shot?
Babies.
Baby.
Let's go, Ralph.
Come on, Ralph. He hit metal!
Thank you.
It's a cute cow.
It's a Walmart.
Is it?
Walmart special.
So people like to remark on your putting style. With a little
Yeah.
whip up over the thing. Tell us the origin of that.
I just like to practice the movement of my wrist snapping fully. And I notice like sometimes when I do it in front of me, it kind of slides, and I don't want to like drop the disc and have a practice stroke. So I just started doing it up here, right in line with the basket, and that way it doesn't come out of my hand at all. I don't know.
So something when I'm out watching you film and you take pictures, I notice that when you do have a missed putt, you tend to, when no one's around, or you grab the putter and then you just kind of go through the motions.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I mean, as disc golfers, we've probably all thrown thousands and thousands of shots, so we know what to do. We just gotta let our body kind of take over, you know. Practice now, but you know, in the tournament, you just gotta execute and let your body take over. So, you know, sometimes you might overthink a shot or a release, and you just kind of want to get your stroke back to where it's feeling good. So I think I kind of remove myself and try not to think about that last putt, but just make sure my stroke feels good. So I hopefully don't miss the next one.
What's your thought process when you're wanting to go right? Do you throw an ante
Yes.
with truth,
Oh.
or do you throw like a flippy evidence?
I have, as you guys know, if you saw my in the bag, I carry like 5 or 6 EMAC truths of different wear and tear. So I absolutely have one like this one here, the Ralph. He's been in the bag for the longest, probably, maybe second longest, but I absolutely have him to where I can hold that turnover shot as well. That's the beauty of the disc for me. I can get it to hold the hyzer, the straight, or the turnover. So for me, I absolutely throw an EMAC truth for my turnovers as well.
So somebody at Bradley asked, how far should a beginner throw?
600 probably.
I'd say
Give or take.
550. I think she's overshooting it a little
Yeah,
bit.
give or take. No, I don't know. It's not like how far they should throw. It's just utilizing your whole body, and so every part of your body's working together and not fighting each other, and that's going to come with timing. So just making sure your feet come through at the same time as your arms, so that, you know, all of your body goes into the shot. So if you do that, you can maximize your distance. It's different for everybody, but
Everyone's different.
yeah, I would say you want it to be about 250 to 300 is universal good distance.
You just want to go about it the right way. You
Yeah.
know, more distance will come the more you play.
But don't shoot yourself in the foot if you're, you know, only throwing 200. It's irrelevant, really. You can still get pars, and like Zach always tells me, pars are good.
Actually, she told me that pars are good. And then I think I told you that back. twig I'm gonna try to get her disc out with. Ooh.
Where's it at?
Oh, there it is. I don't know if this will reach.
Is it gonna reach it?
Wow, this thing's actually a little short.
Okay, I'll put a couple feet in. Oh. I think I pulled it halfway though. Is that it? Oh, there it is. Oh. What if it wasn't even mine?
Someone else's.
Whew, should have brought a retriever.
At the beginning of your disc golf career, Eric, who was a pro that you kind of looked up to?
The beginning, there was quite a few of them actually, but one that was kind of like a mentor to me was, or my mentor, it was Ron Harris, man. He was a Kansas City native, played a lot of disc golf. I remember going to Kansas City Wide Open and watching him play in the finals, and I wanted to mimic my game after him, and we've actually come really close since then, so it's really cool. Him, obviously Climo, those guys. Cam Todd was one of the first guys I actually kind of went on the road with, so yeah, there's a couple of them.
What about you, Zach?
For me, there's probably, I'd say 3 guys that really kind of helped shape my game, kind of taught me a lot of stuff when I started playing more. Tim Alston, aka Tic Tac, back in East Tennessee, is one of my really good friends. I still play with a lot to this day. He was the one that kind of taught me how to throw backhand. And Jason Light, Jay-Bird, was from East Tennessee. Now he's down in Atlanta. Learned a lot from him. And Tim Barr, who runs the Lakefront Club back where I live. All 3 of those guys have been playing for a long time and pretty much taught me a lot about everything I know.
Who was a pro that you looked up to when you were starting out?
I would say Des. Growing up in Texas, I got to play it with her a lot, so it was cool to not only like have a hero that was a 3-time world champion, but also accessible. I played a lot of tournaments with her growing up, so it was cool. Those kiddos are like 45 feet from the basket, so maybe we should.
We'll be responsible. I guess it's a draw.
Yeah, who won?
I guess it's a draw
know.
today.
I think I won.
I mean, yeah, but we'll never know. You're
so
ahead.
no one's going to go spinning in the tire?
Zach is, because he lost.
All right.
Yeah. Get up on there, Zach.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm going to get so much sand in my shoes.
Just for a few seconds?
No, 60 seconds was the deal, I believe.
Oh, wait, there's a butterfly here. All right. It started.
All right.
1 without, 2 without.
Hold on. I want control of this.
Nope. Nope.
Stop.
Nope. You didn't say I could bite you.
Wait, we want to spin it, don't we?
No.
We want to spin it.
No, we don't. We don't.
I just realized I was messing up.
No.
There he's spinning
There we
now.
go.
No.
I haven't done this in too long.
Oh, God.
God.
Oh.
This is dangerous for me also.
Grab that chain and just go in circles.
Oh, the chain.
Yeah,
duh.
but grab the chain and just
Wait.
run around.
Whew. But then I'm going to get dizzy. 1.
I got super dizzy.
Here we go.
Oh my God,
Here we
this
go.
is it. This is it.
No, you can't run fast enough. You're not fast enough. Thank you for doing that.
Dang it!
Bobby's within 60 seconds.